Hi everyone, today is day 6 and the color is yellow. So I have some yellow flowers from my balcony today. This is a yellow colored kalanchoe and I have one of the yellow dendrobiums blooming as well. And over to the flower of the day or the bloom of the day, the Oncidium orchid. Okay, so Oncidium orchids are basically from the South American region, but now they are grown mostly in Asiatic countries. And these are orchids which have been hybridized, I think, almost the most. So you have a lot of intergenerics as well, apart from the actual native species of orchids. So you find them in a variety of colors, but mostly these the orchids that are called dancing ladies amongst oncidiums, they are the most popular amongst them. Now, unlike Phalaenopsis, which is a monopodial orchid, oncidiums are sympodial orchids. That's because they have multiple pseudobulbs. If you can see, there is a rhizome underneath, and then you have this multiple growths on the top. What about oncidiums and how are they different from other orchids? One, in terms of light, oncidiums like bright light. If you look at Phalaenopsis, they are considered to be low light orchids. Versus you have Cattleyas, which are very high light orchids which can even grow in direct sunlight. Oncidiums can tolerate bright light. In fact, they do love the morning sunlight. For a couple of hours, if you can give them direct light, they're good, as long as their leaves don't get burnt. Okay, so they like bright light. That's one thing about them in terms of light. When it comes to temperatures as well, oncidiums are those orchids which kind of like the same type of temperature that humans like, right? So if you're comfortable, your oncidium will be comfortable as well. But at the same time, they do need, like Phalaenopsis, a little bit of a difference in temperature to be able to induce blooming. At least a 10-degree difference between daytime and nighttime temperatures is what induces blooms in oncidiums. Okay, like Cattleyas, they do have these pseudobulbs. Okay, and once these pseudobulbs develop, that's when the spikes develop. I can show you in this. So if you can see this, you have a pseudobulb here, and then you have a set of leaves here which have, and from there you find the spike coming out, and then you have these blooms, right? But you can see that potentially it is possible for a spike to come from here as well. In Cattleyas, you have only one flower spike that comes up from the spike and then forms into multiple clusters of blooms. Versus in oncidiums, you can find the base of the pseudobulb can give you multiple spikes as well. So that is the difference between an oncidium and Cattleya bloom. However, once this bloom is done or spent, it will not rebloom again, just like the Cattleya, but it will form a new pseudobulb. Now, if you see in this, this is the new growth, and unlike a Cattleya, which first kind of gives you a little bit of a small growth and forms a pseudobulb, with oncidiums, the leaves come first and then the pseudobulbs are formed. So that's a big difference between a Cattleya and an oncidium. When it comes to watering requirements, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that oncidiums don't like watering because they have these such fat pseudobulbs. They should be able to store all the water, right? However, they do love water. Okay, so of course they don't like to be drowned in water. They do, but when you're watering, water them copiously so that their roots are well watered. At the same time, they have enough moisture. If the water reduces, there is a tendency for these pseudobulbs. You see this? They get a little you see this crinkled kind of growth on the pseudobulbs. You can also, one of the other thing that you can see is, if I don't have that phenomena happening here, but typically even the leaves get an accordion shape if there is less of water or even less of humidity. The other consideration for these orchids is the humidity. They are humidity loving orchids. So grow them in a place where you don't get direct blast of the AC or the heater, etc. Grow them in a kind of a humid environment, right? While they love humidity, it is not that they will not grow at all if there is no humidity. So these that way are pretty low maintenance, easy orchids to grow. But if you don't give them the right care, they will not bloom for you. That is so they will be happy as plants, but then they won't bloom. So some of the considerations for blooms is one is the watering schedule. As I said, water them well, and then let them kind of dry, but not bone dry. They don't like being bone dry at all. And as they are relatively dry, water them again. Give them the right levels of humidity. Ensure that there's a difference of temperature of this 10 degrees between day and night. They do like that, and do fertilize them often. Okay, these are orchids that thrive on fertilizers. Of course, they on the orchid fertilizers. They do not like your regular fertilizers, so use orchid specific fertilizer, a 10-10-10 kind of a fertilizer, balanced fertilizer, or during the bloom season, giving them a high phosphorus fertilizer, high bloom fertilizer specifically for orchids will really help them to be able to induce blooms. So that's really about Oncidium orchids. Pretty easy orchids to grow. They have beautiful flowers, like I mean, and there's no, there's no doubt why they are called dancing ladies. If you see these flowers, they look as if there are these ladies with some, these yellow skirts dancing. So very rewarding orchids. Most of mine are due repotting. So they are outgrowing all their pots. So I do need to repot them, and it's very easy to repot them. You just need to cut them at a pseudobulb level and put them in a different pot. That's really about these orchids. So I hope you can grow them and add them to your collection. And beautiful and easy orchids to grow. Thanks so much.